What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new Dragon Ball Legends video on Dragon Ball Central. Today, we're going to be going over why you need to be saving your crystals right now. Now, I don't know specifics, so if you're looking for specific information, you're basically just going to have to wait a little while because obviously Bandai is teasing something. We don't know exactly what it's going to be, but we do know it's going to be significant. But what I am going to do is tell you exactly why you need to be saving crystals right now. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, the most important thing here and the biggest reason why you need to be saving your crystals right now is there is no reason to be quick about spending on the Terror of God banner and on the Absolute One banners because they're not going to be going away for just under a month. Okay, we have until July 15th on both of these step ups before they're actually going to go away, and that is really important to note here. Now, if you either A, don't get on Twitter, or B, have been living under a rock, you maybe don't know about this particular image, which was posted by the Dragon Ball Legends Twitter account, because they don't post about this in the app whatsoever. Now, obviously, this isn't very clear. I mean, it's definitely West Kai's monocle and definitely King Kai's glasses, but it's anyone's guess as to what exactly these mean. But what it does mean for sure is something is coming out that's going to be a big enough deal for them to go back to teasing like they used to with, you know, the snow cones or with other teasers in the past, which was a really neat thing. It was really fun to sort of speculate and let our minds go wild with what the possibilities could be from these teasers. I really enjoy when they did that before, and I think it's really awesome that they're bringing it back now. I just don't know exactly what it is going to be. Let me know what your predictions are down in the comments below. I know several other YouTubers have covered this already and long ago, so I'm not going to go into any details as to what exactly this could be. Go check out Garesh's video if you haven't already, because I think he sums it up very well. But with that said, if this means new units and not some new game mode or anything like that, which it very well could be a new game mode that sort of takes advantage of the guild versus guild aspect of the game, which would be amazing. But if it isn't, it's going to mean units coming out. And what does that mean? A new meta? Probably not, but maybe. Vegito Blue is an absolute monster. Fusion teams as a whole right now are just ridiculously overpowered, and the more stars you have on them, the more powerful they are. I mean, that's kind of a given, but they get even more busted the more powerful they get. I mean, they're busted at 2 stars all the way around, but they get even worse as you get them more and more limit broken, more and more powered up. So with all of that said, I don't know if any new units are going to be meta breaking, but they may be meta competing. And if we have a green counter to Vegito Blue that does come out at some point in the near future that's either really tanky or it does something to nullify the power that Vegito Blue does have, then obviously that is going to be very much used in the meta. It sort of goes back to the poison and cure thing that they tend to do, which I talked about in a video a long time ago. I kind of figured that we were going to see full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku be the counter to Vegito Blue, but obviously, as you guys know, he does well. Okay, and that's like massive air quotes. He does okay. He gets the job done sometimes when he doesn't get one comboed or just absolutely destroyed by Zamasu or Super Vegito. But otherwise, you know, he's not exactly the end-all be-all counter we might want to Vegito Blue to make him a little bit more regulated in this meta. Obviously, if you get more copies of Vegito Blue, you get more copies of the future team, you get more copies of the GT team that you're running right now. That's not a problem at all, and you're probably going to find a lot of usage of them in the long term. I mean, I'm talking months and months from now. I'd imagine Vegito Blue is, even though he's going to be outdated at, you know, some point in the future of the game, he's going to be very powerful for the long term of the game, considering how overpowered he is upon release. But with that said, there are going to be new units coming out, and there are going to be new metas in the future, as always with a game that has any power creep at all, like this game. And with that said, it does look like we are going to be getting the next banner at some point in the near future, and it's teaser worthy, which means it's probably going to be significant. Again, it could be a non-summoning based teaser. It could be something that's just a hyped feature with guild versus guild, which is something, again, they've discussed in a previous developer talk video. But with all of that said, I think it's more likely they're teasing units in particular, and those are most likely going to be very good enough to, again, if it's a green unit, beat Vegito Blue in the current meta. And it's something you're really not losing out on anything on unless you're really failing at pushing right now because you don't have Vegito Blue, or you're just not good enough to compensate for the power discrepancies from a really overpowered Fusions team. In this case, I mean, I think you're not really losing out on anything at all other than that, because again, you have just under a month until these banners are going to be going away. So even if you do wait until these banners come out, the new ones that are being teased right now, again, most likely, you're really not losing out on anything. You can jump back in and get more Vegito Blues if you want. You can spend a bunch of money, get a bunch more crystals, and get as many as you can possibly afford if you want at any point, even after these new banners do come out. Another thing I want to mention is that for the 2nd anniversary, they've added not a ton of content, but there is a lot of grindable crystal opportunity here, okay? Talking about events, you know, you go over to events, you see every couple weeks we've been getting a refresh on the Ultra Space Time Rush. That's a 500 crystal drop right there if you go ahead and just auto through them. And just to give you guys a bit of a disclaimer, I've been able to auto through all the way up until the end, literally the last fight of the level 4000s, and then auto all the way up until the last 2 fights of the 5000s. So literally I just sit, I'm getting my work done, maybe I'm eating lunch, maybe I'm watching a movie or something, you know, whatever the case may be. You just start the match and then you go back to whatever you're doing, and then okay, a minute or 2 has passed, you finish the match, you go to the next one, rinse and repeat until you have the 500 crystals, a bunch of resources for awakening equipment and things like that. It's really a no-brainer to knock all of these out. Then we have choice battles. We have the Legends Road that's going on right now. We obviously are going to be continually doing hyperdimensional co-op, which you can exchange those dual coins, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, for crystals if you want. It's going to be 300 chrono crystals. That's going to be for 4,500 dual coins. Is that worth it? Probably not, considering the fact that you can get so much more value out of getting Zenkai souls or pretty much any other thing out of this. But if you want to get the crystals, you can grind them out and get them, okay? It's an opportunity. This isn't even mentioning that you're going to want to knock out any additional story that you haven't beaten already, whether it's these stories or the main story in the game. You know, you're going to want to get those crystals as well, and it's very, very easy to do so. So yeah, this isn't anything groundbreaking. This isn't anything crazy as far as my recommendations are concerned. But it is important to mention here that we have a lot of time to summon on these Vegito Blue banners, and if they do release a counter to Vegito Blue, you're going to want to have the crystals to either A, spend on more Vegito Blue copies, or B, have the ability to then go and get the counter to him, especially if it goes on a team that you like using. So with all of that said, I'm not saying don't spend on the step up banners. They are amazing value. And if you watch my other Vegito Blue video where I talked about your chances of getting him, you know that your chances of getting him after a certain point are probably pretty good, actually, especially if you consider all the free crystals you're getting just by playing through the game. But it is important to sort of take into account what's coming in the near future, and we are starting to get teasers, and that's a big deal. So wanted to talk a little bit about that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon for the next one. Until then, have a fantastic day. Peace.